You read this document and it was requiring that you indicate your next of kin.
Yeah, I wanted to, I will answer that, of course it will be parents, but I also wanted to capture something. I felt there are people who might be asking, what if you want somebody to act on your behalf? Now, Akili, there are two aspects of people who can act on your behalf. There's the next of kin, and there's something that Wakili can explain to us that is called power of attorney.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, next of kin will be family, but in aspect to people like me who are building at a young age, you can get somebody with the power of attorney. This means it's somebody who has legal authority to act on your maybe finances, to act on your decisions for some things that you may need them to be acted on, which is not necessarily family matters.
Okay.
So I also give that to Akili to express more on how you can have both the next of kin and still somebody the power of attorney. Yes.
And he's going to respond to that. You said your parents would automatically be
my next of kin.
Automatically.
Yes.
Would you change that later in future, say when you get married and you have kids and all that?
No, they are watching.
Who are watching? The parents, so you don't want to disappoint them in any way.
Yeah, no hard feelings, but you always look at what you have the best of interest for.
Oh, yeah.
I think your parents will have the best of interest for their children. So you also get your children, you also have the best of interest for
them.
So that will be the person who can relevantly take care of them. I presume that will be your wife, if you have a good relationship with them. Yes.
Are you aware of who their next of kin has been all through these years, your parents?
Not really.
You're not aware? Okay, well, interesting. Yes, Wakili, before we come to you to respond, just how easy, is it for these people that you get to speak to, especially when it comes to addressing some of these matters? I mean, as they open up to you, as they tell you of their encounters, I know you noted that, of course, it can be a bit tricky and complicated. Just how many of them have managed to address some of these concerns, successfully, if you would look at percentages? Peter, and of course, you don't have to mention the numbers, but just, roughly tell us, has it been easy for them to handle some of these concerns? Or, as counsellors, where do you come in, or how do you come in to help them address this?
We, as counsellors, we deal with the social issues. Generally, take care of the emotional aspect. Like inheritance is a very emotional subject.
Right.
So when they come to us, that's why I said even in our training, we have a bit of rigor training, because when they come in with their different notions as to who is their next of kin,
right, then
you need to sit down with them and to understand from where they are coming from and to direct them in the right way, because like we already said, it's a bit complicated. But now properties and inheritance is a legal issue. And therefore, as counsellors, ours would be to direct them properly, the way things should be done.
Okay.
Who to see, who are the legal experts who can go that. After we have dealt with just the emotional aspect of it, so that by the time we refer them, they at least have an idea.
Right.
Although this is what I intended to do, I've been advised that no, this may not necessarily work, and this is the way to go, and this is the right aspects, because inheritance is very, very legal.
Right.
It's a very, very legal, and it has that characteristic.
Right.
Are you a spouse? Are you a child? Are you a parent? Are you what? So you sit down with them, so that you tell them the priorities. That well, as you go out to seek to subdivide this property, remember there is legal implications, and this is the way they will be prioritized in court, so that at least they are, so that it's not, so they don't feel that like they are being. You see, when they just go to a lawyer,
right,
and you're just told the first one is a spouse. without that education or, you know, just sitting down with them and explaining that the implications and what is intended.
Right.
That is what is important. You know, this is something like, for instance, I myself, in my own family, our father is late, and we have had to go through that. But essentially, eventually, what you did is that we had to go to court because it is determined that you must have the inheritor of the estate, I am forgetting the actual name, must go to court, and the court determines who inherits those properties.
Wow.
Yes, the court determines, and they are listed down.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Like in our case, for instance, we all agreed, because our mother is alive, that she becomes, for now,
let her handle it.
Yeah, let her be the one in me. So for the next move will now from her to us, the children.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Just how important is it for one to plan some of these things early in